So we are here with Casual Mail for the Modern Frequency interview. I'm Robert. Um, so Tim, where and how did you get influenced by the Americana genre? Because your stuff is very Americana.
Cool. I mean, like a big one for me has always been Tom Petty.
hmm
Um, and I think the first record that I really devoured as a young kid was Full Moon Fever. Um, and so I think that sound has always kind of gotten into my ear, and especially kind of the Jeff Lynne ELO production on that sound of music. Um, with a lot of, those panned acoustics, the drum machines and some of his stuff, and like, so I think that was a big influence for me was Petty via Jeff Lynne and ELO and those kinds of
Your vocals do remind me of Tom Petty a lot.
awesome. That's
And yeah, and there's a mix between that and reminiscent of Pete Yorn a little bit too.
yeah.
Um, there seems to be an influx of male guitarists these days. Well, not an in total influx, but there's like Noah Kahan, there's Hozier. Um, I don't know if you heard of Benson Boone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you fall into this category in this niche or not of male guitarists making their comeback or not.
I don't know. I mean, like, I've never thought of myself as like a heavy guitarist, though there's certainly a lot of guitar in the music.
hmm
A lot of the like really excellent guitar playing is by Kirk Shanehair, who's like my best friend and brother, basically. We've been in probably 2 dozen bands since we've, first started playing together. So like a lot of the record is me, but like sometimes I'd have to call in Kirk for the big gun stuff.
Gotcha. Where do you get the inspiration to write your stuff? Is it your New York City surroundings or
It's kind of it depends, I guess. Like, I don't know if much is like influenced necessarily by New York, though I think certainly there is an intensity that being in the city brings of, there is like an aggression and an energy that is just on you the second you leave your house.
right?
And um I think I talk a lot or like sing a lot about having this internal dialogue going on in your brain all the time where I guess so. I guess, yeah, I am influenced, and like that internal monologue is happening a lot of the time when you're surrounded by people that have no idea who you are or what you're thinking, and you're kind of dealing with these inner like thoughts like a lot of the time. And I think a lot of lyrics have kind of popped in my head as I'm just navigating, the street, or maybe it's just something someone said to me on the street. And another big thing for me is surfing, which is like kind of the counter weight to that, and spending time out in the water, and
Nice.
which is another great place to work on lyrics, and kind of has the opposite effect of the city where you're really just out there with your thoughts, and you can really just kind of sit with lyrical ideas and kind of piece stuff together, as opposed to the like more visceral constant flow of the city.
Where do you go to surf? Just out of curiosity.
I usually go to Rockaway or Long Beach, or I grew up in Jersey, so I go down Jersey Shore a lot.
Very cool. What do you want your fans to take away from your music?
I guess what I want fans to take away is I have this like idea of these songs being this idea of they're like B-sides to, I like kind of like the idea of writing B-sides, and these are these special little songs that someone might find, and they'd be like, "Wait, what? This isn't the big song. This isn't the hit, but I love it. Like, I don't know what it is. It has something kind of magic in the dust, and like you connect with it in this special way where you're maybe, it's like everyone loves that song, the big hit, but you're like, I like this other little thing. There's something about it that speaks to me, and it's maybe a little off center, and that to me is special. So like in my dreams, it would be like that's what this music does for people. They have these special little connections to it, and it just feels like it's theirs.
Yeah, it's like a piece of the puzzle that's missing, or empathy, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I always imagine like someone finding my record 20 years. I joke about this all the time, finding the record 20 years from now in a bargain bin and being like, wow, like this was $1. Like this guy didn't do anything with his career, but this is great. This is a great record, that because I feel like I find music all the time and I'm like, this is awesome. Like where was this? And I
right.
those are some of my favorites.
Very cool. Is your album out right now, currently?
No, it comes out October 4th.
October
Uh,
4th.
yeah.
And what are you looking forward to for the album and your goals for the album, basically? Do you want to hit radio too, or
I mean, I'm working with some radio promo for college and independent because that's kind of where I'm at.
yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah, so I'm hoping with that to again to kind of like reach like an audience of listeners that are outside of my world. I think, I've been in New York 18 years now. I've been playing music in bands for 20 something years. And most of my world is are musicians and music friends, and like this is kind of everyone I have around me. And I feel like I've played with so many bands and we're all like, how do you get people out of here to listen to this, and that would be my hope, is that I could find some people, not only the friends and fans I already have and in my circles, but people kind of like outside of that world a little bit, and that would be really cool to me if like the record could reach a wider audience than the circle that I already have.
Got it, got it. Um, what what kind of reactions do you get from your live shows?
The live shows are usually pretty they're pretty like rocking. Like um I feel like the the albums have a more produced and very concise, and I like trying to get everything to sound really nice and sleek and all this stuff. And then I don't really care about that live. I just want to have fun.
Mm,
And so I'm not really very particular about things being perfect, or I kind of like a more punk rock ethos when it comes to live stuff. Like do it, to the other people playing, like, do what feels right, like go for it. Let's just have fun and don't worry about mistakes, and let's just play, and let's just get some crap out and see what happens. And I think that's the magic of playing live. It's just like I want to see what happens, and just really embrace loud and chaotic, and I don't know, just I just like, and for singing too, like I'm like, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna see what happens. So I'm not as precious about the live show as I am the recording side of it.
all right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Uh, what are you listening to these days? Do you listen to anything outside the realm of Americana music or Tom Petty or
Oh, sure. I mean, I studied jazz in school, so I mean, for a long time I was just like an upright bass player.
Mhm.
Um, and I am primarily a bass player, so I played lots of styles of music, pretty much everything over the years. So it really depends on, it's kind of a boring answer, but I listen to everything. But I do. I mean, I love if, it's like the Duke Ellington quote, there's two kinds of music, good and bad.
Mm,
And I think every genre has legitimacy to it when people do it well.
I agree. No, I agree with that.
So lately I've been listening, like I took a long hiatus from jazz, but lately I've been kind of putting it back on a little bit and just really appreciating how unbelievable, now that I have a little more distance from it, how incredible those musicians are. Um, and then I don't know, like someone introduced me to what, which I guess would, it's kind of folky. I don't know if Americana, John Martin, some of his like late 70s, early 80s records, especially he's got this amazing live record that I've been listening to. It's just like, oh, it's so good. And classical, what really, I'm open. If someone is like, hey, I love this, I'll check it out.
Very cool. What is next for you? You have the album coming out in October,
Mhm.
and then you're gonna go on a tour, or what's the
I'm
deal?
doing, I'm kind the rest of the year is kind of spent in New York. I'm looking to, because I am a freelance musician as a job. Um, I'm kind of beholden to the rest of the year doing gigs in town. We're doing a record release show October 9th at Union Pool.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's like the big, that's just gonna be a big party hang. Um, so I'm kind of putting a lot into that and then looking for like early, I mean, maybe not January, but earlier 2025, starting to piece together some dates to get some touring happening.
And
And I do, sorry,
you're
good.
gonna take it nationally?
I mean, what I can do, what I can afford, basically.
Yeah.
I do a version of the show solo, which is a lot more cost effective, obviously. With I bring an old boombox. It's kind of like Stop Making Sense, where I make tracks on a cassette. And so really I'm just playing off the cassette that I run through a little sampler. So I play the boombox, I have some pedals, playing guitar, and I did a tour opening for this band Gang of Youths a few years ago,
Yeah,
doing the solo show. So I'm trying to like book some of those and then like when it's appropriate, bring the band out. It's just they're all very accomplished musicians in their own right. So,
I see.
it's like it's I always joke that it's like a reward for having been playing in bands so long. It's like I get to play with these amazing people,
Sure, sure.
but they're also very busy. So it can be tough.
Right,
But
right.
the solo thing I'm trying to get out there a lot in 2025.
Cool. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, of course.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to the album and possibly coming to your Union Pool show.
Oh, amazing. Are you in New York?
I am based in New York. Yes, I'm based in Queens.
Oh, cool. Are you in Astoria?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Like
Dude.
everyone else.
I mean, it's awesome. I love Astoria.
Yeah, it's
You have
very
like
cool.
you got the best food probably in the world.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. It's
That's
very
insane.
Greek influenced, but it's a melting pot now. So
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
cool, man. Yeah, let me know if you want to come out. I'll definitely hook it up or whatever. Make
All
sure
right,
you can
cool.
get in. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Thank you for your time again. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Robert. Thanks, man.
Bye,
Have a
Tim.
great. I'll see you.